Good morning guys from the hangar. I'm making this video as a follow-up to the 600-hour service. I could have done a better job the first time, but I'm coming around to it now, and I just want to really show you an in-depth look of what has been done, of what you can expect on your 600-hour check. So first of all, I've got these papers in front of me, from Aeropro. I've got it translated for myself so I can follow you through the stuff that has been done. It's via Google Translate, so bear in mind because there's a lot of technical words that I may not know, so I just use Google Translate to help me with that. So this is the paper. I will blend it in. So it basically tells you when you go to a service, they ask you what needs to be done, whether you have some issues. They tell you to write it down, and they can look at when you bring the airplane, other than what they have right here. So the 600-hour check has 69 points, giggity, and it goes as follows. So at first they check the surfaces of the aircraft for damage, deformations on the beam structure, cracks in the canvas. Number 2, they check the condition and attachment of the slats and covers and the hood. They dismantle the engine hood covers, the engine hood covers, the tail surface covers. They remove the turtle deck and the seats. Check the hinges for cracks, looseness, and damage. They check the engine beds, the chassis, the wing struts, and the tail surfaces. Number 5, they check the engine mount. They check the engine beds and installations. Check the stiffness of the steering as number 6. Adjust the loose or excessively stiff steering. Number 7, check the attachment of the carburetors. Replace the connecting rubber flanges if necessary. Number 8, checking the propeller attachment, the throw and the tightening. Number 9, they drain the fuel from the connecting tank. Number 10, checking the conditions of exhausts and pipe for cracks. Okay, number 11, check the engine, control Bowden elements, lubricate and adjusting operation of both carburetors. Number 12, checking the engine bed rod for cracks, the conditions of the silent blocks. So that's the first page. Number 13, checking the condition of the fuel supply pipe, connecting hoses and fuel filter. Check the condition of the radiators, clean the radiator grill of dirt. Checking the connection of the starter, the electrical networks, conditions of the supply cables. Number 16, checking the onboard battery and its treatment. Number 17, checking the condition and attachment of the control lever, shift stops, deviations, rudders. The Google Translate is awesome. Number 18, inspection of the control elements in the hull, lubrication of the moving parts, and control of the control, and permitted clearances up to 3 millimeters on the upper part of the control. They mean, of course, the back wing. Number 19, they check the stick, checking the fit and function of the foot control pedals and control brake. Number 20, checking the condition of the shift cables and the direction of the steering wheel. Number 21, checking the state of the fuel pipe in the cabin, fuel level indicators, tanks, tank fuel cocks, supply pipe, connecting fuel tank, checking the signaling function for the minimum amount of fuel. Number 22, checking the condition and attachment of the safety belts, checking the condition of door fastening, closing and locks. Number 24, checking the condition of the floor and its attachment. 25, check the windshield, windows, doors and cabin cover, seal cracks. 26, checking the condition of the onboard instruments and wiring. Number 27, checking the conditions and completeness of internal descriptions, color markings, instruments and instrumentation for the pilot. To number 28, checking the condition of the dashboard. 29, inspection of the attachment of the tail surfaces, strut and webbing structures, and checking for damage and deformations. Number 30, control of the fit of the rudder, of the tail surfaces, freedom of movement, lubricate CHP hinges and steering. Number 31, control of the condition of the flattener, balancing and its maintenance. Let me check. I don't know what a flattener is. Yeah, but it says here. Number 32, checking the condition and function of the chassis arm, checking for deformations and damage. Number 33, checking the state of storage of the main chassis, so that's the back storage. Number 34, checking the conditions of the wheels and bearings, clean and lubricate, smooth rotation of the wheels without unwanted sounds. Number 35, to seal the hinges for the chassis, flaperons, for the rudder and elevators. Number 36, checking the conditions of the tires for damage and wear. Number 37, checking the conditions of the brakes, linings, minimum thickness of the brake pads was 1 millimeter. Checking the function of the braking system. Number 38, or addition of brake fluids. Number 39, checking the conditions and attachments of the front chassis arm. Number 40, checking the condition of the front wheel, tire wear, clean and grease the bearings. Number 41, checking the condition and wear of the front wheel, fork, bearing, clean and lubricate. So that's number 41. We passed halfway. Number 42, checking the conditions of the bearings on the front chassis. Number 43, checking the conditions of the mounting hinges, arm, wing strut, checking for looseness and cracks. Number 44, checking the conditions of the front hinge bolts. 45, checking the surface of the wings for damage, deformations. Wavy coating can signal damage from inside the wing, and checking the wing. Number 46, inspection of the hull rod, struts against corrosion, covered struts. If there is signs of corrosion, they dismantle it, treat it against strut corrosion. Number 47, check the laminate ends of the wings for cracks. Number 48, checking the flaperon hinges for damage and cracks. Check. Number 49, flaperon check for free movement, lubricate. Number 50, checking the condition and the surface of the flaperon hinges and repair for damage. Number 51, control of mass balance attachment. Number 52, checking the conditions of the flaperon control arms. Number 53, checking the conditions of the tank filter, necks and tank caps, lubricate the operating fluid. Number 54 is checking of the coolant circuit. Number 55, replacement of silent blocks, checking the conditions of the silent blocks, the engine bed, replace if damaged. Number 56, replace the air filter depending on the condition. My filter is a K&N, so they just did the refresh I showed you in a previous video. Number 58, replacement of the tires, check tire wear, replace according to the condition. Now I have new tires, so that wasn't done. 59, checking the state and freedom of rotation of the front chassis. Number 60, drain fuel from the fuel tanks, disconnect the fuel installation of the wing tanks, flush the tanks with clean gasoline, Flush the fuel line with clean gasoline and blow through compressed air. Thoroughly drain the connecting tank. Connect the fuel installation. Replace the fuel filter depending on the condition. Number 61, check the condition of the cabin glazing. Seal the cracks. Number 62, testing the functionality of the flight and engine instruments. 63, clear the cockpit. 64, checking the tightening and securing of all connections. 65, install the seat and check the fit of the seat. Clean the pilot cabin and the hall space, the cargo area. Number 66, clean the dismantled cowl covers and mount them on the aircraft. Number 67, checking the completeness of the whole body of the airplane. Number 68, washing and preserving the surface of the aircraft. 69, checking the completeness of the onboard documentation, including accuracy of the data. So that's it. That's a pretty extensive 13-minute rundown of what has been done. Now, I have all the things that I wrote down. So I asked them to change the front tire, because I didn't know the state of it. I couldn't also put down the front shoe because the screw was just stuck. You couldn't dismount it. So I couldn't get to the front tire. Seeing as the main landing gear tires were pretty worn, I thought that the front one needed changing as well as with the inner tube. So that was changed. I asked them to check for minor defects on the body of the airplane. I have requested that the whole fuel lines be changed. I was having this smell in the airplane when you came in the morning and the doors were shut, so you could smell petrol inside. I was assured that by changing the fuel lines, the smell would be gone. Sure enough, they were right. So they changed the fuel lines from the top of the wings, coming from the fuel tanks in the wings, straight down through the area where the main center tank is. They changed also the fuel filters. So this is the inside. As you can see, the new fuel line coming from the wing is pretty nice, pretty clear, without this yellowness. So the fuel line goes like this, goes over here, down behind this seat. I will blame you now where the position of the center fuel tank is. It goes right through under this door and comes to the fuel filter over here. So all these fuel lines are new. The black one you see as well. It made a real big difference because of course I don't smell now the petrol inside. Another big difference, or a big change, or an upgrade, if you like to call it that, is the rudder pedals and the self-centering spring that is in the middle. This is what my previous installation looked like. This EuroFOX is from the year 2010, and it didn't have self-centering rudder pedals. If you don't know what that does, in short, it brings the rudder, when you move the rudder with your feet, there's a spring that centers them, and in flight, as you will see later in this video, it makes a big difference. You can actually rest your feet. I have to say though, they still need a bit adjusting. I already coordinated with with Aeropro. They will help me set it up. I need to put a bit right rudder in when I'm flying in cruise, so they will do that. I chose I was shown how to do it myself. I try to do it, but it's just the screw there is holding really tight. I don't want to damage the whole centering device anyway. This is the current state. There is no bungee cord that was over here. Now this has been replaced. The whole rudder pedals have been replaced for new ones, and as you can see down here, let me just focus the light on it. This is the self-centering spring. The spring you can see from the inside of the engine bay. Let me try to show you. You can barely see the spring. There she is, you know. Let me show you. This is the spring. Right, it's nicely visible. So that makes a big difference when you're flying. But my problem now is that I need to apply right pedal pressure, so this screw needs to be loosened. This thing has to be turned around a few times, and that will make that will set it up for the constant pressure on the right rudder, and yeah, that will make the self-centering much better. I have requested new landing lights. This is how I look in the morning when I wake up and I found it's not flying weather. It's pretty nicely visible over here. And new cable management. The routing of the cables is different, so they are not interfering right now with the comms. I think we should take a walk around of the airplane, and I will show you what has been done. So this is what the engine looks like today. I have the list in front of me. As you can see, these are the new fuel lines that go into the carburetor. The oil has been changed. First of all, there's also this new flexible hose for the air intake. I'm just reading the list right now. The oil filter is new. The engine oil was changed. Spark plugs. So we have new spark plugs from NGK. I also needed a spark. They call it over here. They call it the pipe. This rubber hose thingy. So I had to order a new one. So other stuff that has been done. This is it. Let me blend it in. So this is for the. This is what was done for the engine. Right. This all these tubes, heat shielded. The lines were new for the cooling fluid. This I bought new. This is for 1.2 bars. It's for the Rotax for the coolant cover. Now these are the radiators. I can tell you that they looked far worse, so those have been cleaned, and I had this paint chipping like you see here. I had it also over here, so they, you know, they paint over it, covered it nicely. It looks just a little better. Also, the new fuel lines over here from the carburetor. Yeah, this is the air intake hose. I got a new hose for the heating as well from the inside. They also adjusted for the fuel vents. Goes much easier. I probably did it too tight the first time. So, cosmetics. So I was told that checking of the inside strut of the wing strut for corrosion, it's only done when you see like orangish corrosion like coming down over here in this part where the strut is connected to the body, to the chassis. So that's an indicator for you that there might be corrosion on the wing strut or inside the wing strut. Going down here, the brakes also have been checked. I got spacers, new bolts on both of the wings, so that's nice. So this is the handle area which I showed you in a previous video. It looks much better now. I mean, they did a great job. I'm not gonna complain. This area was also scratched up pretty bad. As you can see, it's not great, so maybe it was really fresh when they gave me the EuroFOX, so maybe I will do that. Flush it nicely, so, and then with sandpaper probably, because this is really, you could cut yourself on this. And when they were folding the wings, this tail skid just broke on them, so they took the initiative and replaced it for free, so I got a new tail skid. Of course, that is very nice of them. That's what I would expect from customer service. It's awesome, right? What else? I know what else. Here is the flaperon area. This is the new and done flaperon that was, you know, corrected, and I have no more cracks. Actually, there was a whole part of the glass fiber missing, so I wanted that to be done as well. This, as you can see, this area, this is not great, and I was told that a more extensive repair needs to be done. You know, if you push a bit harder on this side, you will just break inside, and that has to be done. You can't just cover it up. So maybe in the future I will do that as well, but for now I think I'm just fine. So this is what was done for the airplane. One pair of rudder pedals, centering device, the castle nut for the main for the front gear, washers, safety pins, new tire, new tube, inner parts of the disc, as I told you on this right main landing gear. Main landing gear. Bearings, tail skid, as you can see, it was for free. Rubber cylinder dampers, as I showed you on the front leg. a set of landing lights. It's pretty nice, don't you think? Yeah. And nuts and bolts, Allen bolts for the front wheel pans, or actually for the main wheel pans. And this is what was done for the engine. I hope this was a more in-depth look on what has been done on the 600 hour. It was really quite big, but I'm glad I did it. You know, I feel much safer. I feel the airplane is flying more nicely. I'm really happy that I had the rudder pedals done. Thanks to Florian for that. He made it himself, but all in all, this factory retrofit was honestly the best investment. It makes the flying sensation so much better. The whole feel of the airplane is much nicer. I think that's it, guys. I bored you enough.